Hey, so I'm sick, but I wanted to still try to stay on top of this. So forgive me if I'm a little, and my voice sounds bad. Um, you probably already saw I made a couple announcements that I am doing a new piece of work in process on January 16th at Dixon Place. Um, and I'm really excited. And it also came at me really fast. I applied for it in October, wasn't really thinking about it. Definitely applied with a February date in mind, and what they offered me is mid January. So here we go. Um, so the project is something that I had been thinking about for a while. I had wanted to do genderqueer Antony and Cleopatra for a while. I'm really attracted to both of them as figures with deep, strong emotion, as folks who have a lot of power that doesn't actually help them. Um, and also as kind of divas who have chosen each other. I'm very interested in that. So I had that idea for a long time. Then I, in the spring, worked on this really incredible project, Future Street, which Alexandro Segede, one of the collaborators in My Barbarian, put together as not as part of My Barbarian, as his own thing. Um, and it was a very beautiful, small, very queer cast. And one of the people who was new to me in that cast was Brian McQueen, who is a amazing, gorgeous, genderqueer bass baritone opera singer. Um, and they approached me about figuring out a way to collaborate um, over the summer. And I mean, they're a perfect Cleopatra, for sure. They're a Gemini and an opera singer. I just feel like that's who she is. So I've been writing towards that. And then suddenly having this deadline, I just had to get it together. So we do have a script. We have a bunch of other things we need, technical things. I feel like there should be video projection, so I'm talking to folks about that. Of course, we have some needs around music in order to use Brian's strength, so we have some needs around that, and I'm still figuring out what that is going to mean. And yeah, and I had been. This is one of the things I had been hoping to work on in November, but then I got kind of spun out about how poetry stuff was going, how community things, interpersonal things that had happened in that space were still kind of floating around me, and so I'm just still trying to catch up with myself there. This feels like part of that. This feels like part of my poetic practice, definitely, even though it'll be presented as a play. And I should say that there are these questions about validity of pain, which are very present in the novel, which are also in this work. Um, Questions about um, love and the love object and the lover's capacity to actually see the love object as opposed to their own projection, also very present in this work. Um, and I'm really excited myself to work with some classical language, and to be the one who gets to decide how vulnerable I'm going to be around trans dating stuff. Because that's, in order to follow the line of it, the urgency of it, there are also going to certainly be intervals when these characters are in a much more contemporary space. So, I've been I read Frank Bedard after he won the National Book Award. I've been kind of just trying to look at books that I already have and haven't spent as much time with, and also folks that are a little more fanciful and lyrical, so that it's not. I am finding myself being like very directed and putting a lot of pressure on myself. So I'm reading like some Frank O'Hara and some John Berryman, and feeling weird that those are like all white men, or not weird, but feeling aware of that, and like that is a problem and sad that the people who have access to this more like lyrical, playful space, rather than being embroiled in a ideology or an identity politic or a message, of course those people are white men. So I am doing that and reading Shakespeare and just really excited to make a performance work, where I get to be myself, and also where Brian gets to be represented and to be in their power. I feel very lucky, and I look forward to taking little behind the scenes shots of us for you, because I'm I'm just like enamored of us also as a stage couple. I think we look really beautiful together. Um, that's all I'm gonna say for right now. And I, again, always would love your feedback. And I really, really appreciate your support. Having the what feels like totally marginal, tiny amounts of time. Like the reason that I have that time, anytime, to work on this at all is like in large part because of you guys. So thank you so much.